I want to see what it is that Willie Mac was able to come up with, you know, because after going over the complaints of the live stream or of the lawsuit, I mean, just as a blatant layman's person, it was incredibly easy to see that there was a vapid amount of contradictions in the live stream versus what was put in the lawsuit, or I guess I should say the other way around. What's going on, Miss Jess? Happy to have you here. So let's get right into this. I'm not exactly sure how much of a reaction I'm going to do, considering I covered it myself, but it'll be interesting to see exactly what way he takes this apart. So without further ado, Willie Mac, the one and only.
Mizkif has been accused of abuse by his girlfriend of 2 years and longtime friend Emaru.
He would destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls.
And Mizkif defended himself by accusing Emaru of abuse, but the only example
this is gonna go down in history as probably one of the worst responses ever.
he gives still makes him look like a psycho.
I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
I might just make that a sound clip. I know a sound bite. Like I know I need to get like a lot of different things for live streaming together, a whole bunch of other stuff, but that is just so good. Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes, which is cloth, and plushies, also cloth, and in response I would punch holes in the wall. It's not a laughing matter, but it's like when you think about it, it's crazy. And even in my video, I said, like, how exactly do you expect a jury to see that as comparable? She threw a Kirby plushie at you. You punched a hole in the wall. It's just not comparable. And it's never good to throw something at your partner, even if it's clothes or a plushie in anger, but still. All right.
Oh, no. Emaru tells a story about how Mizkif would drive over 150 miles per hour in the car, saying he's going to kill them both as they're arguing.
If we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour. And like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die. Like threatening to kill both of us. It was because we were just getting food, and it was on his phone, and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
150 mile per hour road rage over a Mr. Beast collab. Miz's response.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's absolute crazy? That there is still people, if he would have crashed or hit somebody or anything, there are people delusional enough to have blamed Mr. Beast for this. Let's not forget that only a couple of months ago, or maybe like a year ago, freaking Dogpack came out and was trying to accuse him of like just torture and literally accused Mr. Beast of torturing him in ways that would break the Geneva Convention. And then you had all these other people trying to come out. You had freaking what's her face, who has an only feats and shit like that, going after him. It was insanity. And then a bunch of things came out about him. He turned out to just be a angry employee, and we haven't heard anything since from Dogpack. So
is to say, well, have you considered that Emmy has also said she wanted to kill herself before, and she has sped in a car as well?
I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
He shows the text message of Emmy saying this, but Emmy saying this is due to her stalker stressing her out.
Exactly. Like, this is what I was saying, and I think that Vixie hit the nail on the head, where he truly believes what he's saying is correct. I don't know if it was the steroids or any drugs that he might have been on or whatever it might be, but he must truly believe that what he's saying is correct here, that there's nothing wrong with what he's saying. And I don't in any way, shape, or form like it's hard to imagine that he truly believes this is a good response and understands just the stupidity of what he's saying, because she's not saying she wants to off herself in response to an argument with Mizkif, which is what he was saying this was going to prove. And then he contextualizes it by specifically stating that she was saying this in response to the stalker, which is also in his lawsuit. In the lawsuit, it literally states that she would threaten to off herself. But the only piece of evidence he's publicly shown is her wanting to off herself because of her stalkers. Is Look, I feel like this is going to be a Drake versus UMG, where Drake spent millions of dollars trying to sue UMG, and all that happened is the judge after months just dropped the case, basically saying that Drake had no case to sue UMG. He spent, and this is the thing, a lot of people don't seem to understand just how expensive lawsuits are, okay? Drake, a multi-freaking millionaire, on discovery alone almost spent $100,000, okay? He spent almost $100,000 getting discovery from iHeartRadio, from Spotify, for trying to get discovery for Kendrick Lamar's contract with UMG's all this other freaking stuff. Yo, what up, Epic? What up, Brady? It's just a couple of, it's just crazy. So when people are like, oh, I'm gonna sue, most of the time people don't even have the money to just be able to pay for discovery, man.
That's pretty different than you driving over 150 miles per hour saying you're going to kill both of you because of a Mr. Beast video. I mean, are you serious?
Just want to show this. She was also using the I want to kill myself a lot in our situation and relationship.
Is he stupid, or is he this desperate to make a point? People are...
It reminds me of 6ix9ine. Is you stupid or is you dumb?
Finding clips of Mizkif's old ex Maya, seemingly telling stories about how Mizkif would do the exact same things to her.
There's something about being trapped in a car with an angry, aggro man that is like the absolute...
If you don't remember, Maya is the one that we showed a clip of Mizkif throwing 2 Starbucks bags at her face in anger.
The most helpless thing. Dude, I did a guy that would go like 100 miles an hour on the, like we would fight in the car, which was never my decision. Like it just always like happened. Like we just would like fight in the car, and then he'd go like 100, and I would like literally like beg him to slow down. I'd be so scared and I'd cry, and then he would not slow down until I apologized. And so then I started driving only. Like I wouldn't let him drive me anywhere. But then if we'd get in a fight while I was driving, he would like pound my ceiling in my glove box. He would like scream and like hit the ceiling and like hit the glove box and just like scream profanity and scream like he would like just call me terrible things while he was doing it. And then I'd pull over and be like, get out of my car, and he'd be like, no. And then I was like, well, okay. Because what am I gonna do?
Part of me thinks he's...
And the crazy thing too is you also have to remember that during like this portion in time, Mizkif was on steroids, and even though he was like lying and saying he wasn't on steroids, but let's be realistic, he was absolutely on steroids. That soy boy does not have those type of genes, and has recently come out and stated that he was on steroids during that time. So it's like a lot of this could definitely be, I don't want to say chalked up to roid rage, but the simple fact that he was on steroids, said that he was on steroids and that it messed with his head and everything like that, that being out there on live is an issue for him when it comes to this, because everybody knows that when it comes to steroids, you're going to have roid rage. Like there's nothing you can really do about it. And you can't mix like steroids with like Ambience or freaking Quaaludes or anything that is like a downer for you. Absolutely super toxic, Jess. And it's one of those things where like, again, discovery is a hell of a thing. If we can find, or if they can find more evidence, more text messages, more videos of him being threatening, of him being violent or anything of that nature, it's going to completely wash the stupid background information that they were doing, or that his lawyers were trying to make him out to be this wonderful human being.
Stupid, because a desperate person would choose to lie about it. Emery accuses Mizkif of sexually assaulting her.
A week after this breakup, He asked to come over to my house and talk from closure. I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch, and he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. Suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants, and I screamed, and when I screamed, he jumped off me, and instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Mrs. response was, "Well, I was kissing her while she was crying, so I thought she wanted the D."
We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss.
I will point this out, Willie Mac, he doesn't say that she was crying in his response. He does not say that. That is one of the few things that does not coincide together in the telling of this story.
She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
Why are you trying to make moves on a sobbing girl? This video has the tone of Miz going to expose Emmy and prove everybody wrong.
Expose everything, bro? It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full.
Guys, I'm being accused of suicide baiting. I'm being accused of sexual assault. I'm being accused of threatening people's livelihoods. But it's time to go demon mode. It's time to go full goblin and gremlin. Yo, what's up, Neon? Yes, please, if you could, drop a like, drop a comment, enjoy, share with your friends. However it is that you want to go ahead and support, by all means, please do.
Full demon time. Why not? It is time to go full demon time. Just letting you know, there is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known.
But the actual...
And he didn't. All he decided to do was go into... he decided to file a lawsuit instead.
actual substance is him confirming her allegations. People in OTK knew Emmy was going to make this video. So Miz is allegedly at TwitchCon weeks before telling her employees to relay threats to her so she...
I don't think it's been proven that people at OTK knew she was going to make like this specific video. I mean, while she was at TwitchCon, she did say that she was going to go live and address a lot of things that she had been holding back. I don't believe that anybody knew specifically what it is that she was going to say or do. Now, in the lawsuit, it does allege that OTK, Kings Media, Asmongold, and Mythic Studio, that they all coincided, they all colluded, I should say, to make the defamatory statements. Now, I don't think that there's any evidence of that like out in the open, and I really don't think it's a good idea for Willie Mac to be saying that when they're alleging it in the lawsuit. Now, when it comes to discovery, they might be able to find text messages or emails or something of that nature that might hint to that or might prove that to be the case. But as of right now, I don't think that there's any public facing statements that they knew what she was going to say or what she was going to do.
She stays quiet.
I think there's people who made assumptions, because she even says it in her live stream. I think there's people who made assumptions as to what she was going to talk about, but I don't think anyone publicly came out and was like, yeah, we talked about it and she said she was going to do this.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
And what's the only sort of evidence Mizkif has against Emru? It's her taking care of her rabbits. But first, let's see some sympathetic whimpering.
But...
crying with no tears. I'm so gay.
I too make this sound right before I'm about to enact revenge. 30 seconds pass.
Emru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks.
Yeah, having TTS on while doing a response is absolute insanity.
Others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible, and my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
Having text-to-speech on during this is crazy.
Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits. These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't.
Yeah, this is gross. She should clean that more. But Mizkif lived in the same house with her. He's framing it as she's killing off these rabbits.
She left them to...
Dude, and that's what I was saying. It's like, you're a part of this. You're literally looking at these rabbits being in a horrible living condition and deciding to not do anything about it. Or through his own admission, or through his lack of admission, never said that he was the one doing it. He said that other people in the household had to clean it, or that his cleaning lady had to clean it. He never even said that he cleaned it himself. Now that doesn't give, Emiru the right to mistreat her rabbits. It doesn't give her the right to neglect her rabbits if that's the case. If she did that, she's a bad person for doing that. Like, I mean, absolutely. I'm not going to disagree with you there. But the simple fact that he was turning around and being like, yeah, other people would have to clean it, or my cleaning lady would have to clean it. He never once said I had to clean it.
Die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's f***ing disgusting.
Why do you only care now? He's using this as a blackmail tool, not because he cares about these rabbits. It feels like he saw the outrage over Hassan's dog and said, yeah, that's a great idea. I'll use her animals against her. That's not speculation, by the way. Mizkif unknowingly admits that he's using the rabbits as blackmail.
When it comes to Emiru, when she says that I was getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her, that was never the plan.
Oh, okay, good. Then what was the plan?
My plan for myself was very simple. If Emmy were to say something about me, I would say something back. That's it. It was if she ever said anything, I would say something as well.
Okay, so threatening her to keep her silent was the plan. He said blackmail.
I will say this. If that was all he had said, like, look, if she was going to say something, I have the right to respond. Cut, clean, dry, no issue. It's the simple fact that he said, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to expose everything. It's time to go full demon mode. And the fact that he said that in, real life to one of her workers, that is what shows the intent of blackmail. Because if somebody says something about you online, or regardless where they say it or how they say it, you have the absolute right to respond. But him turning around and being like, if she says anything about me, I'm going to drop a fucking nuke on her. Like, that's a threat. That's literally a threat of blackmail.
It wasn't his plan, and then confirmed it was his plan. What is happening? And Emiru isn't like Miz. She's not an idiot. She gets accused of abusing her rabbits, and she denies it.
I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. I was told that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused. Obviously, they're not insane.
And I will say this proudly. Emiru abused those rabbits. She did.
Which is a crazy statement. I will say this proudly. My ex abused her rabbits. I'm so proud to say that. That doesn't make any sense. I'm proud that I dated somebody who abuses animals. I'm proud to say that I dated... It just doesn't make any sense, dude.
Did. And if you're in Austin, Texas, and you want to say that she didn't abuse those rabbits at my house, you're lying. You know she did.
He's saying this proudly? What's that even supposed to mean? It's like English isn't his first language.
Emiru wouldn't clean the cages, and the smell became so bad that we started to have the rabbits just be outside. I told her if that's the case,
couldn't take the smell of the decaying rabbits. Instead of taking care of them, instead of housing them better, instead of, cleaning their cages, now these dead, decaying rabbits, we're just going to let them outside in the 100+ Austin heat. That'll save their lives.
She's got to make sure she's giving them water because they are her responsibility. Instead, these rabbits were left outside in 100-degree heat with no food or water or anything. most of the time being in cages with no bedding besides poop all over the place.
It just sounds like this guy was completely cool with letting a bunch of rabbits die outside until she made a video on him. So what is, have all of these creators come out against Emeru as a rabbit abuser? No. In fact, OTK, an organization that Mizkif founded and that stuck by him through his drama in 2022, put out a tweet saying, OTK fully supports Emeru. Also, we secretly dumped Mizkif some time ago for unrelated reasons, which after reading about the lawsuit Mizkif filed against Emmy, Asmongold, and OTK, that seems to not be true. But guys, it doesn't even matter if Emmy is a bad rabbit mom or not, because this drama is about Miz abusing her. So unless I'm supposed to think that Mizkif was enacting revenge on behalf of the rabbits by abusing Emmy, it doesn't matter because it's completely unrelated. Miz does try to wrap this up as a reason he broke up with Emmy.
Between the rabbits, the stalkers, and the overall ability to handle situations with each other, I knew this wouldn't last. But I didn't know how to get out of the relationship. She did not want to move out.
It's genuinely psychotic for Miz to frame this as him just trying to get away from her, but he just doesn't know how. He's the one nonstop messaging her for 8 months begging to get back together. She doesn't.
Which is the craziest part, because even in the lawsuit, it states that it literally states what he said there, where he was like, yeah, you know, she handed Mizkif a piece of paper saying that she wanted to marry him and that she wanted to have his kids. And Mizkif ultimately decided that because of how toxic the relationship was, that he could no longer be with her. But it's like, okay, that's cool and all. Unfortunately for you, there's 8 months worth of text, unanswered, multi-paragraph text messages of you begging her to take you back. So that claim just goes right out the fucking window.
Doesn't reply to him once during this entire time period. Goes to TwitchCon in October, threatens her to her employees to stay quiet. Since 2022, Mizkif has always had the reputation of somebody who's trying to manipulate the situation. Back then, he was accused of covering up his friend sexually assaulting a woman who was unconscious at a party. The best videos covering this topic are by Henry Resilient. But the gist is, this woman, Adriana Lee, did sue them for defamation and business interference, where in the end, Mizkif
Yes, absolutely. And that's the other thing about it too. And like I said in my own video, is like defamation simply means that you are defaming a person's character. If Mizkif already has a online persona or an online reputation for being abusive, manipulative, sexual assault, covering up sexual assault, etc., 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 it's harder to prove defamation because he already has that reputation. It's not the same. Like if you were to take Keanu Reeves, who's somebody who is beloved by damn near every human being, and somebody was to say that he was a sexual assaulter or that he was a rapist, it's so outside of his reputation that it constitutes as defamation. Here, it pretty much is this defamation, or is this just some, like, people are just reaffirming what it was that Emeru said?
Maya and Slick ended up winning the civil court case. But the fact remains that Mizkif's friend did grope an unconscious woman at a party, and Mizkif chose to keep him in the streaming house.
We're not kicking him out. I know a lot of you guys were afraid of that, and I understand why, considering the last time of what happened.
And to go with the fact that she won her lawsuit, let's not forget that during Mizkif's live stream, he said he was proven innocent of that. And it's like, were you really though? Were you really?
But he is not leaving. That's Maya. I was literally crying.
We were crying yesterday morning because
I thought I was gonna have to do it.
Has to leave today. We're not kicking him out, but he is getting help. He is going to talk to somebody. He is going to change his behavior.
Mitch came out and admitted that Mizkif sent her to Adriana Lee's house to make her downplay her twit longer, so that it didn't sound like SA. It worked.
Mitch, Barry, and Maya come in. I don't want to deal with them. I just want to write this twit longer and move on with my life. Maya was like, I just don't think you should say anything at all. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, no, or I should say, it wasn't that big of a deal and I'm over it now. And I was like, listen, I'm going to be true to myself. I'll make Slick look good, like an angel, because I did, even though I was upset with it. I just, I came to a even point with Maya, because Maya was like, we don't want to kick him out.
No answer. Did Miz explicitly give direction to you and Maya and whoever the fuck else was in that room to go to Adriana's house and to, quote unquote, downplay the situation or find a way to save Slick's ass? Yes or no?
The answer to that is yes.
Now again, Mizkif and Maya did.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the whole reason, like this whole allegation of him covering the sexual assault up is what then started a bigger downfall of his like reputation. Because at this point in time, he had a massive multi-million following, and on top of that, he was, you know, like one of the bigger stars in OTK. He was doing all these different collabs, all this different networking. So it was pretty hard for people to, or I'm not gonna say it was pretty hard because, you know, they're all pieces of shit for going along with this, but there was more pressure, or he was able to apply more pressure to keep people quiet from talking about this because of that fact, because he was bringing in all this money. And let's be realistic, if you got kicked out of OTK, you're not making the same amount of money. You're going to get the cold shoulder by everybody you used to collab with. So, and due to the fact that everybody in OTK shares hundreds of thousands of viewers, millions of views, if they were to be ousted from that group, they no longer have the same amount of views and income.
Did win their civil lawsuit over this, but this hasn't changed how a lot of people view these clips. When you acknowledge that an unconscious woman was groped and then you speak about it like this on stream, it's gonna draw some criticism.
Of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever. At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit and really cared. I'm gonna turn this off if you're gonna be like this. When people like think of it, they think that he stuck his dick inside her without her consent. And I'm like, that's what people perceive it as.
I just hate the narrative of, he didn't rape her, so it's okay.
Exactly.
He didn't rape her, so it's okay. He only touched her inappropriately.
Now, whether you think Mizkif got too much heat for this or not is up to you, but 3 years have passed and Mizkif has found himself being accused of abuse by one of the largest female streamers, who is never a part of any drama. Miz's former co-workers have sided against him. It's like, bro, you got away with the first one. I don't think you're getting away with this one. There's too many witnesses. Emmy is telling stories about how she would hide in the neighbor's streaming house, and once Miz figured out she was there, he'd follow her over and continue yelling at her.
Laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying. They were standing in the corner, and Miz, he came in and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there, he instantly like deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you coming home? That roommate like later asked me about it, and they were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you okay?
And Asmin, a former...
And the other thing about this lawsuit is they're going to be able to bring in people like that person who was there to testify as to the events that occurred. And that's these are the things. If Mizkif did even half of the shit that he is being accused of, there's going to be plenty of people who are there to witness it, who are there to talk about it. I'm sure Emaru will go ahead and have the woman who Mizkif approached at TwitchCon to want to testify as to the events that occurred, how it happened, what was said, how she felt, etc., etc., etc. And so it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you know that you did these things, then you were acting this way, and that there's people who were there to witness your actions and what you said, you're fucked, dude. You're just completely fucked. And this opens Mizkif up to a countersuit from everybody involved. A countersuit from Emaru, Asmongold, King's Media, Mythic Media, or Mythic Management, and OTK. And he's already being told by OTK that you owe us $600,000 for breach of contract. So if he loses this lawsuit, he's already spent all this money on his, he's going to spend all this money on his lawyers. He's going to have to pay the $600,000 lawsuit or the $600,000 reparations unless he wants a fucking lawsuit and that will force him to pay it. Plus, he has the ability to be countersued by or either countersued or just straight up sued by Emaru for, damages, a mental and emotional stress through their relationship. It won't be a criminal trial. It'll be a civil trial, but still, he's just opening himself to a litany of lawsuits and just having his millions drained.
A member of OTK confirms that this happened a lot.
Unfortunately.
I felt like...
happened a lot.
But guys, this is just the beginning of just how miserable and manipulative Mizkif is as a person.
I treat her badly, but she comes back every time.
Mizkif describes his relationship with Emru as toxic, but he never explains why it was toxic. Basically, he was jealous of her viewership. It sounds like a joke. It used to be. In old streams with his ex Maya, they talked about it.
He gets upset when I succeed.
No, okay. No. I used to get upset. I'm not kidding you, chat. I used to legitimately get fucking pissed because I'm like, are you fucking serious? I brought this bitch into the.
And it's clips like this that make no fucking sense why he would do this. And if you just look, I'll even move out of the way, but if you just look over here at her face while she tells this story, right? She's what she's saying, she's laughing. And then the moment he starts talking.
No. I used to get upset. I'm not kidding you, chat. I used to legitimately get fucking pissed.
Just straight dead faced.
Because I'm like, are you fucking serious? I brought this bitch into the world, and now all of a sudden she's growing faster than I was.
The fact that you can say that and feel like it's okay that you felt that way and just be like, yeah, I was like that is crazy. That's bad.
Is it bad?
Yes.
And guess what?
Yes.
I don't care anymore.
See, it's like how in the hell are you going to say you weren't an abusive piece of shit? Like your lawsuit literally states that these things that he's being accused of by Amaru aren't true and that it's defamatory. Yet here he is on a clip simply saying, I don't care if I was upset over the fact that you had these viewerships and shit like that, or I don't care of the fact that it was that you're saying this. Like, yeah, I did it. I just don't care. Oh my God.
That's bad.
But I don't care anymore. And I stopped caring.
He's okay as long as I never have more viewers than him. If I ever surpassed him in viewership, which will never happen.
Oh, she'd be done. I'd pull the plug.
He could not take it.
It's crazy real.
And it's crazy because Maya can testify in this fucking lawsuit as somebody who dated him and be a character witness to who he is as a person when he dates somebody. Like, it's, dude. Oh my God. Now, I'm not going to say that Maya will. I mean, I don't really know their relationship at this point in time. Maybe she won't, but I mean, she could be subpoenaed, which then she'll be forced to testify. But it's like, dude, and that's even if it gets to the point of actually seeing a courtroom. But it's just like, man, you have no friends. You have nobody. You've burnt so many bridges. And you're even on live stream saying like, fuck OTK, fuck Night Media or King's Media, fuck all of these people. I'm just going to be a solo streamer. I have no friends, etc., etc., etc. It's just absolutely insane that you would do this.
Realizing there's no irony here. He's serious. Emmy explains the drama from a Rust event stream.
Both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out, we're gonna have fun. And I check my Discord messages and he's messaging me saying like, Emmy, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long for this, etc. Basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it. In that house, I had a glass door so I could see this was happening. He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening.
So I went back and watched.
And it's crazy because those Discord messages are up for grabs in the court system.
These streams, they took place on May 25th, 2024. Miz starts off all excited and happy. He made a cosplay.
Hey, look at this. Chat, I made this in literally, last night, I had this idea in the shower. You guys remember OTK? I'm going to be playing with some of those guys. I'm playing with S-Van and Nick and Emmy, which looks pretty f***ing cool.
And according to Reddit, at the start of the stream, he had more viewership than Emmy. But as the stream went on, Emmy passed him in viewership. Now, both their viewership is insanely good here, but for some reason, Miz is really sad. He's sitting in silence for minutes on end.
I'm honestly tired, chat. I'll be honest. I'm pretty tired. All right, chat. I'll see you guys later. I will see you guys probably tonight, if not tomorrow.
He didn't come back that night or the next day either. Instead, he threw a hissy fit in the background of Emmy's stream.
What does unofficial Miz raid mean?
It means
this is still absolute insanity that you can hear him slamming shit and punching the walls through her noise gate.
When he logged off, he didn't even raid you because he was so salty. So now his viewers are clicking to get in here manually. You can see Miz walking around in the background, slamming on the door.
Oh, he did?
Listen, why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged.
It literally made her jump. She's clearly reading the text messages from him. He's continually banging on her door.
Get a one-hit advantage. She was.
Think about it. It was this massive day for them viewership-wise, and he's throwing this big baby tantrum in the background, trying to ruin it for her. She's trying to lock in and play the game.
Well, I have some cloth in my house.
She looks like she's starting to get pissed. Rightfully so, because would you believe me if I said this went on for half an hour? Her chat is asking why it sounds like someone is slamming the door. Emmy then says she's going to the bathroom, but she's gone for 20 minutes. Clearly she's talking to Mizkif.
I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
She comes back and she's clearly been crying, but she cuts this part out of her VOD so there would be less speculation.
Oh my god.
Her chat knows there's something wrong with Miz. They're asking about it. Is Miz alive? Hope Miz is okay. He seemed kind of depressed when he ended. Emmy recently explained what happened when she checked on him, and it's so stupid. It sounds like a South Park parody on Twitch streamers.
So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. I get up and I go talk to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I hate all of you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me. I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. And I was like, is this like really happening because of rush drops? And he was like going off on me, like basically saying that he hated me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, go finish your stream so that people don't know anything's wrong. And I stop in the bathroom outside my stream room, and I'm like checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was like crying. And
so here's the other thing about this, right? Is they have, like, her lawyers have the ability to turn around and, like, you know, email, communicate with his lawyers, basically, and would be able to provide a bunch of different evidence to go ahead and combat what is in their lawsuit. At which point his lawyers would have the decision to make whether or not they're going to drop the lawsuit or drop him as a client, because that can happen, especially if you can not see a way of winning the lawsuit. So if they were to gather all of these clips, all this evidence, text messages, et cetera, send it to his lawyers and say, look, you're saying that this never happened. Here's the evidence that we are just a small amount of the evidence that would be willing to bring to court. If you choose that, if you want to go up against this evidence, by all means choose to. And they have the ability to drop him if they feel like there's no way they're going to win this based off of the merit of the lawsuit alone. Now, does that mean that that's exactly what will happen? No, but I am saying that that's a possibility.
And I'm only in there for like 30 seconds, and he comes and like looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup.
It's like, oh no, poor Mizkif. He's a millionaire, and now his millionaire girlfriend made a few more dollars than him today. How will he overcome this? Why can't he just be happy for her? Emmy would claim after this,
no wee man gonna be in a man's space. This dumb woman getting better views than me. Short man syndrome.
Would throw stuff at her, destroy stuff.
Destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me.
Old clips start getting posted drawing comparisons of how Miz would throw stuff at his ex Maya.
I'm not talking to him today.
This is exactly what I was talking about.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Look at her face. She's so uninterested.
She said no.
Maya unimpressed. That's what that was.
2 Starbucks bags of Starbucks I got you over the past few days.
Oh my god.
If I was a female, I would be like, with the temperament I already have as a dude, and the simple fact that most men are, like 99% of men are terrified to like hit a woman and all that, I want to beat the shit out of him on stream, man. I don't care if I don't really have like the strength. Obviously, you know, a woman's muscular system is way different than a man's, but it's like, dude, you get in these hands. Like, I'm already the type of person where I'm either fighting or dying, like either or. So, Jesus Christ.
That was
throw it back.
Funny.
Throw it back.
There better be. Oh my god, I would beat the shit out of him.
And look at her face, man. Like, she's just...
She obviously doesn't find it funny. A big part of Mizkif's comedy is him getting mad. I always thought it was just part of an act. As it turns out, it's not just an act. He's melting down all the time. It's not a secret that Miz's most viral clips over the last few years are with Emmy, and he seemingly resents her for it. He's sitting alone in his Rumble stream crashing out.
So butthurt that not only does Emmy carry his Rumble streams, that she carries his dog carrying streams too, LOL. Oh, buddy, thank you for watching those streams, by the way, which I'm also getting paid for. And thank you for watching my Rumble streams, which I also get paid for. Glad to see that Emmy sitting here and not talking is the reason why you're here. You want to tell me again that you're not a massive simp and you wish you were that dog on her lap? The projection is real, Megalo. Not even wants to bang your girlfriend, little pup. She's with me. She hangs out with me all f***ing day. She's with me with the dogs.
And you can clearly tell this is when he was on steroids.
And what are you doing, Jenny? You're sitting there watching the VOD, looking at her thigh.
Wow, this guy seems so confident in his relationship. Meanwhile, it's hilarious to realize Miz is texting Emiru to stop lifting her leg like she's a cheerleader on stream. He's giving her shit. Stick the bottle between your legs and play with it. Farm those parasocial people by doing it in the first place. She replies, I genuinely didn't think it was sexual while I was doing it, especially since I was wearing pajama pants, but I will stop. Miz replies, heard that 1,000 times. So done with this. I don't believe you at all. I expected to tune into the stream and see some Alinity or Amaranth type content. It's not. Really, there's nothing sexual about it. I'm not even sure what he meant by her lifting her leg like a cheerleader. It could be referencing this.
Fucking claws my...
Look, the worst thing about Emiru is that she is definitely an uwu, you know, ISO random girl. Like that part of the Twitch meta or of female streamers is just one of those things that I just am like, blah. But like that's like the worst part about her. She's not a booby streamer. She wasn't a hot tub streamer. She isn't an OnlyFans model or anything of that nature. It's just she's the ooh ISO quirky type of girl, and it's already gonna be parasocial because she's a female online and she's, you know, attractive. Like that's just the bottom line. But he's over here like wanting her to be in a full freaking gown and shit, just completely covered from head to toe where you could only see her eyes. And he's upset that other people are looking at her because he believes he has some sort of ownership over her. That's my opinion. That's what I believe. He believes he has some sort of ownership over her because of his standing.
My ankle. And
or is it laying on her plushies like this? If a guy did this, would we all be saying he's putting out sexual content? He says she's playing with the bottle between her legs. I'm thinking like a dildo. No, she's just sitting there holding the bottle with her legs. She looks at her phone because she's receiving these text messages from Miz.
Ugh.
She looks like she's ready to cry. She leaves for 30 minutes, and then when she comes back, you can tell she's been crying.
Make anybody worry. I was just
also the baby talk. Like that's the other thing, the baby talk.
having a moment or whatever.
She then completely changes her content to playing a video game.
Where she breaks down.
It's fine. I'm fine. I don't give a fuck.
Damn, I've been here. Like where you're trying to hold all of the emotion back. You're trying to, and it's just like the most mundane of things could be going on at this point in time. And you're just like, you just can't fight it anymore because there's just so much stress, so much emotional turmoil going on. And you just have, there's nothing you can do. It just
so
comes
he's texting her like this while she's streaming Rust because he's mad she has more viewers. He's texting her like this because he's mad she has simps while she's pretty much doing nothing. Dude, she can't even do a World of Warcraft stream without him crashing out and texting her.
He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
Again, Miz getting mad at Emmy being better than him at video games was always presented as an on-stream joke. This clip has over 450 million views. It's hilarious. But behind the scenes, he's unironically losing it over WoW. Emmy says, my group didn't have any other warriors. Miz replies, I know where this is going. I'm not dealing with it. I ask for a boundary and it's always crossed. You don't know boundaries. Bro, you stuck your hand down the pants of a sobbing girl. You don't know boundaries. Emmy goes, how do I know?
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I'm saying. It's like, bro, it's almost like he didn't watch the freaking her initial allegation stream and just had someone tell him about it. Because how in the world do you make a lawsuit saying that none of this stuff happens when in your own response video you say it happens? And to get upset over freaking WoW, like you're both streamers, you're supposed to be supporting each other, you're both gamers, you're supposed to not give a shit, dude. Like who freaking cares? I mean, if she's doing good, you're doing good. If she's making more money, who gives a damn? If she has higher viewership, who cares? You're supposed to be happy at the fact that you're able to do this thing, create content with somebody. But again, just like Hassan's dog, all he does is see her as a prop. And he even says it. Like I thought it would be great to have her for content. It's like that's all the relationship was to him. She was there for content. She was his property. She was something there to help, to help to help go ahead and move his streaming career along.
Not tank as a warrior in dungeon. Miz says because you're not a tank. You do not need to tank in dungeon. Now I'm going to get so much shit nonstop. Emmy is better. Emmy this. I can't have anything, Emmy. You just take. She replies, I don't understand what you want me to do. He all caps, not tank. It's just that simple. How is this real? Public.
You want to know how I got these scars? I used to date a woman who would tank and WoW. Then one day her viewership just went so high. I took an Xbox controller to each side of my mouth. Oh, this dude's a fucking joke.
Publicly is making fun of chatters, calling them parasocial, when they type that he's jealous of Emmy growing faster than him.
Emmy's definitely done more. Yeah, you probably fucking love going there when she's there, right? So you could just stare at her the entire time, you fucking loser. Omegalol, you're losing your mind because a chatter called you out and your girlfriend keep talking about getting paid as your view count crashes more. Omegalol, relevancy fading. Oh, wow, dude, I really care about that. Oh, God, what did I have? 17.
And you know what's crazy is that in his own, like in the lawsuit, they were saying that because of the defamatory statements, he's losing viewers and he's losing subs. Yet here you have clips of his own viewers saying, like, claiming he's losing subs, that he's fading into irrelevancy and shit like that. Like it's these clips here that I'm sure he's completely forgotten about that will go ahead and disprove the fact that their comments is what led to his decline. Like was it a gradual decline over time for him? Sure, but it was still a decline. Did these allegations and people backing these allegations up and cause a faster decline for him? Absolutely. But just because they came out with allegations, it doesn't mean he all of a sudden had this massive decline. He was already going down in viewership, as could be like told by his own chat.
15K viewers yesterday playing games. Oh, God, that sucks. Now that you're not only that, but you're watching an irrelevant falling off Andy. And you're giving his time on both platforms just to see Emmy's sweet thigh, right, man?
He said nothing about her thigh, bro. You're fighting ghosts. And then on the other hand, Miz is typing, you already played Warrior when I told you we're gonna get compared. Girl with 27K viewers couldn't find a Warrior? You can every time. You just want to tank. I know what you're doing, and I'm not dealing with it. She's like, there were no Warriors asking to join. Why is it so bad for me to pull in dungeons? Miz loses it. Because I know I'm going to get compared nonstop. Because now people are going to say you're better. It's already happening and you just don't care about this stuff. There's no boundaries with you. She goes, dude, and he steps back. Don't dude me. Tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism,
This is such like savior complex. He's just like, do it, Emmy. I'll take on the hate. I'll take on the hate. Don't you worry. I can handle it. Like, bro, it's fucking wow. It's a video game. Chill, bro. It literally, it has nothing to do with you. Like, and that's the other thing about it too, is like, it's his perception is everything to him. His persona that he puts out there, his viewers' perception of him is like his ego. It's what matters most to him. Even in his response video, he never talked about like how Emmy felt when it came to the stalkers or anything. He would always say like, your stalkers caused me stress. Her stalkers caused my mental decline. Her stalkers caused this for me. It was always about him. It was never about like, and that's the crazy thing too. Imagine that freaking you have had multiple people try and break into your house, one with a gun, one with a knife, and they're all trying to get to your girlfriend, and you somehow make this shit about yourself. Absolute insanity, dude.
Worse than Emmy. The Emmy's so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparison, since no one will be on my side, let me deal with it. Out of all the types of haters to deal with online, the your girlfriend is better at video games than you haters doesn't seem that bad. Just my opinion. I watched her stream on the exact day of this conversation, and there she is frantically texting back and forth with Mizkif. Then she gets up and leaves to console him.
Sorry, chat, I'll be right back.
She then comes back looking super sad and dejected, and chooses to immediately hop to her sponsored segment so she can end stream. He told her he needs to be allowed to hit on other girls to gain his relevancy back on stream.
I would say that it was my fault that his stream
Sweetheart, I'm sorry. I gotta bone other chicks in an effort for my viewers to go up. I understand that I said I love you. I want to marry you. I want to have kids with you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. But the views, baby. Like, you gotta understand, if I'm not putting it in these other e-girls, like, the viewers are gonna go down.
Dream was dying, and he said if he would be able to hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back.
Miz broke up with Emmy, basically stating this is the reason.
He basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships and relationships. It was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved.
The last stream I found of them together was her playing WoW and talking to Miz.
He went east, boys. He went east. You know what's hilarious is when I was in high school, I had a homeboy. I'm gonna just call him K. And his girl ended up breaking up with him for the same reason, only she was way more blunt about it. She broke up with him and essentially told him that she wanted to hoe around while at college. And because he wasn't going to be like moving out there to where she was going to college, it was going to be difficult for the, a long distance relationship. And that she felt like it was her right to enjoy her 20s. And all I hear from that is, I need to get ran through before I'm ready to settle down. And that's essentially what freaking Mizkif said. He's like, I need to go to Japan. I need to find myself. I never got to experience my 20s. Which it's like, I mean, you became a multi-millionaire and one of the most viewed dudes on Twitch in your 20s. I think you experienced it better than most people in this world. But in all honesty, he admits to breaking up with Maya because he was bored. Then he breaks up with her because he didn't get to live his 20s as a multi-millionaire. And so he decides to go to Japan with a red light district where the age of consent is like 16 or something. So it's like, dude, and as far as the age of consent goes, I'm not implying anything there, but what I'm saying is that it's like, come on, man, like, just be honest. You'd be like, look, I want to go fuck some bitches and I'm not happy with you anymore. So toodaloo. Like, it's a dick thing to do, but to make it be like, I need to get my career back. It's like, come on, bro.
On her day off. He was trying to joke with her, but she's unironically venting about all the things we've heard.
I'm just such a nice guy. Right, Emmy? Right, Emmy? Don't make those tweets become real. I'll punch you.
What tweets? Wait, what? Wait, say that again. What? I'm so confused and scared. So I'm confused. Like, are we playing WoW?
Yes, if you quit bitching.
Nevada.
What's the most irrelevant state?
She leaves the call.
She left the call. Hello? Hello? Why'd you leave the call? Hello? You made her mad? You called her a bitch? You're rude as f***. Wait, did I really call her a bitch?
So he calls her.
Answer the Slack call.
You're being annoying. You're being annoying.
I'm being annoying? That's my job. What is your job? Your job is to say I'm being annoying. We've been doing this for 3 years now. Answer the phone.
It's my day off and you're being annoying. I went on your stream and you're being annoying.
Everything's your day off. And this is how you treat me? Seriously.
Yeah, because it used to be fun.
Used to be fun. What do you mean by that?
It used to be fun.
Like, as in, I used to have double the viewership, so it was fun to hang out with me, but now it's not worth it because you don't care?
Bruh, come again, it goes back to his ego. It goes back to him. It goes back to his views. It goes back to his perception, like people's perception of him. This is pathetic.
Oh my fucking God, Jesus Christ, you're so innocent, you're so insecure.
No, I just read what someone said in chat.
We used to be nicer and we used to do fun activities. Now you're like, let's play WoW for 12 hours a day, even when you're busy and you want to do other things. And I'm like, okay. And then you're like, yeah, you're a f***ing bitch. And I'm like, well,
dude,
why am I doing this?
Then you know what? If you're going to act like this,
then why don't we just not level with each other and I just fucking level myself to 60 and you go back to lollygall doll land and do whatever the
He's getting mad.
I don't need you, okay?
Okay, I guess that means I can tell Senna and Ray I can go to LA.
Go for it. Do whatever you want.
Okay.
He's smiling, getting a rise out of her, but she's actually mad.
People are playing them on stream because I don't know what else to do.
Wait, say it again? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of how awesome I am.
I feel like I'm talking to like a middle schooler. I feel weird.
She's not wrong. She's absolutely not wrong. And this is one of this is one of those things where he's trying to get a rise out of her. He's trying to go ahead and get her to, pop off or anything. And it's manipulation. It's a clear-cut sign of him just trying to fuck with her in an effort to, go ahead and get a rise, get more views, get clips or whatever it is. So in his lawsuit, when he says that he never engaged in manipulative tactics or in manipulation, it's like, well, he must forget that there's hundreds of thousands of hours of him streaming. People, the internet is autistic. Okay, there's a lot of autists on the internet. They're more than willing to go through the thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of hours that they possibly might have out there and find all of this. I mean, look at Willie Mac. He did that.
Funny thing is, I can still kick your fucking ass. All right.
Yeah, because you're a man and I'm a woman. Congrats.
So he breaks up with her and goes to Japan after this. Then she decides to cut contact with him on everything. This is when he nonstop starts messaging her. In January, he's simply asking her to delete recordings of him. In February, he's asking why he's been removed from all of the OTK channels, which was interesting that he didn't know why, because OTK recently tweeted that Miz was removed for reasons unrelated to this situation. Update, Miz is suing them for almost $1 million for dropping him, so it turns out it was related to this situation. End of February, he's still asking to talk. He says, I really would appreciate if we could talk. I won't text you again after this. March rolls around. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I just can't not message you. He texts her again the next day, a week later, the week after that. I've been nothing but miserable without you. Just at least tell me you've moved on. Brother, her not messaging you for 3 months is the clearest sign that she's moved on.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, whether you're a guy or a girl, if they're not responding to your text messages, just let it go. Just let it go. Like, take the hint, bro. There's some people, and in my opinion, Mizkif is one of them, who has the thought process that my love is stronger than any restraining order. And those people are the type of people who end up on When Stalking Turns to Murder or From Love to Murder. Okay. And it's not a laughing matter as much as I'm laughing right now. I mean, I'm laughing at the insanity of it all, but it's absolutely crazy that this is like that he's wanting to make this lawsuit when there's so much evidence, public facing evidence already. And this is just stuff that they were like willing to share. We haven't even had like Asmongold put out any evidence. We haven't had OTK put out any evidence. Night Media put out any evidence. Mythic management company put out any evidence. And if you watched the video, if you watched me going over the lawsuit, then you saw me read OTK's letter to Mizkif, where they outlined all of the all of the parts within his contract that he breached, that they are demanding the $600,000 for. In that letter to him, they state that they decided to not terminate him the first big incidences in which this occurred. So they themselves definitely have, a nice little file on all the crazy shit that Mizkif did. And that all can come into play too. So it's just crazy that listen, the people who employ you when you're these big streamers and you're part of an organization, or like if you're a singer or something and you're to a label, all of those times that your organization or that label or something covered something up for you, paid somebody off, made something disappear, don't get it twisted. They didn't do it out of the kindness of their heart. They did it to protect the brand, to protect the money, to protect the income. But if you think that they did it and they don't have a record of them doing it for a rainy day, you are delusional. I promise you. anything and everything that Mizkif has ever done under the OTK umbrella that the OTK, like the people at OTK knew about, that shit's on a hard drive somewhere. That shit's in a folder in somebody's desk, just like ready to just boom. See you later, buddy boy.
But 4 months later, and he's still begging for her back. I do like how in month 5, he takes a different approach. Hey, I'm going back to Austin next week, and I should at least be able to communicate and talk with each other. I'm going to be doing a lot of collabs, and I know you've been doing a lot of collabs lately, and I feel like we should be amicable with each other. I don't want or need to talk to you about anything in terms of relationships. I just want to talk to you in terms of business. Then this gets oddly manipulative. If we can't communicate and we're going to continue to not talk, this is only going to get weirder and weirder as we're both invited to the same things constantly. See, guys, he's over her. He's just talking for practicality and business reasons. She has to talk to him, otherwise it'll be weird. 1 week passes.
And the other thing about this too is the fact that he's going from the I love you, I miss you, I want you, I need you, to then turning it to do it for the brand, do it for OTK, do it for the viewers, do it for the, do it for the content. That could easily be seen as manipulation. That could easily be seen as an attempt to manipulate her into coming around him, into going, being near him, into interacting with him. So when he says that he never engaged in manipulation, it's like, dog, I don't think you know what that word means. And I really don't think you know what that word means. And I don't care how many lawyers you've got. Remember, lawyers definitely will go ahead and fight a frivolous lawsuit because whether you win or lose, they're making money.
The day has gone by in the last 4 months.
They're going to get theirs. Believe you me, they're going to get theirs.
Were your final words to me, don't go, haven't echoed in my heart. I pushed you away. I lied to myself to justify it. And in doing so, I lost you. My mental health weighed heavily on us both. I'm so sorry for what I put you through. I'm on Lexapro and Propranolol. And for the first time in a long time, I feel clarity. You are the love of my life. Emmy, if you still have any space in your heart for me, I would spend the rest of my life making things right. When I first read this, the first thing I noticed was that this has way too good of grammar to be from Mizkif. He's using colons and dashes for dramatic pauses. Then it gets,
and he's not using different words. Like he's not like the letters aren't mixed up. He's got actual paragraphs here, not just a multitude of different text messages. I fucking hate that. I absolutely despise that type of shit. Listen, I'd rather you send me a paragraph than send me 5 different text messages, for the love of Jesus Christ.
Weirdly manipulative again. I am leaving for LA, but I would make it work with you, even if we can start small. Then he signs off, Matt. She knows it's from you, bro. It's your Discord. And what is this dash Matt thing? At least sign off, love Matt. I love how he frames him moving to LA as some big barrier. You're both millionaires. You can see each other whenever you want. I remember we ran this through a ChatGPT sensor, and it shows that the whole thing is pretty much written by AI.
I would like to highlight this message because it doesn't really.
Well, it says that it shows, the fact that it could be written by AI. It's not like foolproof proven.
Really matter, but I ran it through the ChatGPT checker.
Everything highlighted is AI. The only part he wrote on his own is him moving to LA. Classic. I want to end this video by pointing out some other things Miz was doing while he was left on red that are just weird. Emma and her friends are the top female streamers, which means they have some pretty weird stalkers. Earlier this year, a guy followed them around saying he'd kill them.
I think we're just gonna go.
Let's go. Fucking fight right now.
What?
Right.
Get away from
now. Hey, what's going
Security!
on?
He's harassing us.
What's going on? What's going on, man? Right now. Kill you right now. Fuck off. Kill you right now.
That chap telling my adrenaline's rushing. I would have beat the shit out of this guy.
Remember, Miz at the same time is texting Emmy in the background to get back with her, while publicly saying that he would have protected her from this situation.
Listen, if I was there and this guy did that, I would tell you, I'd be in jail. Just letting you know, I would be in jail right now. I would have not ran. I would have beat the out of this. I would have beat him to a pulp. I'm not the kind of guy that runs. This guy, I would like, okay. I would beat the shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna believe a dude who only gets loud with women. I'm sorry. I will never believe a dude who only gets loud with women and gets aggressive with women that they have any sort of dog in them, okay? Any sort of fight in them, any sort of testosterone or anything.
Shit out of it. If I ever seem like I back away, hell no, I don't. I would have ran in there. I like fights. I would have went in. You kidding me? I would have fought this guy in 2 seconds. He carries knives. Stab me. Do it. Stream it. I don't give a fuck. You don't do that. But the thing is, it's like,
spoken by somebody who's never been stabbed before.
do you expect Rose to do that? No, bro. Like, just run. That's the best way to do it. I'm saying what I would have done, which is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, Emmy, get back with Miz. Look how brave he is. Miz is telling stories of how he saved Emmy in the past.
I pulled a gun on a viewer that came to my house, and he was there for Emmy. If he stepped in my house when I shot him, I would have killed him. Absolutely. If that guy tried to get in my house, I was going to kill him. I was ready. I had the trigger ready. I was going to shoot him. Course.
Dude, he's so badass. This stream ends with Miz crying for seemingly no reason, except now we know it was about Emmy. Except Emmy says he's just lying about the role he played to make it seem like he was more important.
Also so frustrating not saying anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind
And not only that, but this wasn't like, he also told the story of like when Bonnie was there and all that. And that was a story that Mizkif was like telling all of them that, hey, you're like, let's never talk about this. He also talks about like their encounter at a con. I think it was another Twitch con with Shelbo. If you guys don't know who Shelbo is, he's this like schizophrenic dude who believes he's in a married to Pokimane. And then at some point in time, he thought he was in a relationship with Emaru and flew out to one of the cons in an effort to try and like talk to her and all that. So it's like he went ahead and shared a story that wasn't his to share. And he also was the primary person saying that they shouldn't talk about it. So it's just, he has such a fucking ego.
kind of framed himself as like a hero. He's like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint. No. The only person who ever came into contact face to face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door behind glass and metal with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary, but why are you acting like if anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor.
This guy's such a dork. I waited to make this video because I wanted to see how Miz would respond. His response was him just confirming a bunch of what Emmy said to be true, and then teasing his chat that he has a bunch of receipts, but showing none of them.
I have dozens of photos.
Like, favorite, subscribe. Don't forget to become a member, boys. We're going to be doing a multi-part series next time. More evidence against Emaru. And it never happened. He decided to go with the lawsuit instead.
And videos, calls, and messages as well. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days.
Never
of
happened.
Other people, of other things. I have a lot of messages that I have that I'm going to expose as time goes on.
Never happened.
Because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild.
It's been a week and he hasn't shown a single piece of evidence.
And now that he has a lawsuit, now that he's engaged in a lawsuit, he can't. I mean, he can, but it would be very bad. It would be very dumb for him to do it, because if he pushes all that information out, then he's showing his hand. So now, and he's going to hide behind that. He's definitely going to hide behind that. When anyone says, oh, I thought you were dropping a nuke, he's going to be like, well, I'm in a lawsuit now, so I can't do it. But it's like, bro, you had a week. You had a week. You filed the lawsuit on November 3rd, bro. You had a damn week, or a little over a week, because they have it on the 23rd, I believe, the 23rd or the 24th of October. And so, yeah, you had like a little over a week to freaking produce anything.
Literally pretending he has damning receipts when he doesn't. He's basically in a state of permanent victimhood. Everything is about me. Look how your stalkers are affecting me. I'm gonna break up with you because I need space. Stay with me, but I need to flirt with other girls. Change your WoW class because of me. Stop streaming, you're growing faster than me. Me. And now he's suing Emaru and Asmon for defamation, lost earnings, and emotional distress. I don't know how, since he literally admitted to everything on stream, but we'll see where it goes. I think people just want to see Miz feel sorry for someone other than himself for once, but I don't think that's in his character. This video has no sponsors, so if you enjoyed it, go join the homies over on Patreon. Crimson Glass, Riveter, Christina Vina,
Always a good video from Mizkif. Always a good video. You know, and from Mizkif, from freaking WillyMac. I'm sorry, Willie. I'm sorry. Always a good video from WillyMac. It's just absolute insanity that he thinks that he could potentially win this, okay? Like I said, you already have OTK and Mythic Media or Night Media, whichever one it is, telling Mizkif, hey, buddy, you owe us $600,000 in unpaid fees. Then you also have OTK turning around and saying, hey, the reason we are firing you is because you breached multiple contracts and you violated these terms within the contracts, right? So it's not even the fact that he alleges in his lawsuit that the only reason OTK disbanded with him is because of the Emaru lawsuit. They are the Emaru allegations. And he goes further to say that they didn't even investigate the Emaru allegations, which, in all seriousness, they don't have to. If he broke and if he was in breach of contract in other areas, like not paying his management fees or taking on other sponsors that he wasn't supposed to, or acting in certain ways that could cause damage to the brand or anything of that nature, it's not like something they don't have to investigate these allegations if they have other reasons for disbanding him as an owner of OTK. So it'll be interesting to see as the months go by, and I don't think we'll be hearing a whole lot about this until maybe like a month or two. I predict that this is all going to this is either going to be settled or dropped within like the next 5 months. And the reason for it is because there's just, unless he has like a legitimate bombshell, there's really no way, in my opinion, just based off of the public facing information we have here, that he's going to win this. I don't know, guys. I'm definitely going to cover more as time goes on, as it goes. I mean, I have a ton of stuff that I want to cover this weekend, so you could definitely be looking forward to that. I think this is going to be interesting. I think that if this does get to at least the discovery phase, then a lot of information about these companies and about these 3 individuals is probably going to come out that they most likely never wanted to come out. And that'll be very interesting to see exactly what public sentiment will be at that time. But only time will tell. Only time will tell, y'all.